There we go. Looks like we're live. Um, I don't know why I was looking for something physical. All of this right now is all digital. So we've got this guy's model, or not model rather. This is, oh, music. That's what I was thinking of. What I was forgetting. And all right. And volume is okay. Okay, so this guy has his teacher set as an assignment this toy dog head. The images his prof sent are garbage, even by the standards of what professors usually supply. So I'll admit I'm a little surprised. Um, Looking at this now, it looks like maybe a revolve would be pretty efficient, just because it's got kind of a nice curved surface in most places, and then maybe I can use some compression and shaping. But this is going to be a very weird part. Not very parametrically friendly, that's for sure. Certainly, this first outline and then one of the ears on one side and then mirror that over and then use maybe some surface trimming and then a thicken. Or maybe even boundary it off and shell it. That would probably be more controlled. I haven't actually used thicken. I should do that. I'll try and use thicken today. So, I already have an image over here on the right as a reference. It's not visible on my screen, but it is visible on the stream. So let me just stash this up in a different window and we'll get started. I think, it's occurred to me I haven't really thought about how I want to control the, control sort of the overall, oh, hang on, where's my arc? There we go. Get the head started, then sort of the jawline. This looks a little big. Gonna want a single line vertical here just so I can use it to make everything symmetrical. And symmetric. And symmetric. All this isn't doing anything right now. Oh, I just realized where I've got that I can't actually look at the chat, so let me fix that. Do this kind of like this. And there we go. Okay. Now, if you send me messages, I should be able to see them. So, I think I kind of need... Man, this is just a weird shape. Oh, that gets kind of ill-behaved, doesn't it? Messages about something important? I am not. Let's see, this one should also be a curve. Oh, man. I get the feeling that this is just going to be super gross. And also, that I could extend these, trim some stuff. I should probably just kind of start adding rough width dimensions. Oops. Make this like 20. Whoop, that's weird. Certainly having two arcs here makes this very screwy. That accidentally gained a tangent? It did not. Okay. 20. I want this to be like 18, so it's a little narrower on the inside. And this up here, this surface should be most of this upper radius. So we'll call it like 30. It's going to be a lot of just kind of careful sequential definition of things that look like they're about the right radius. Call this like 4. 30. Nope, that breaks it. One. Let's try 30. I think it's because these two. You know what? I'm gonna trim this guy off and merge these two. Make them tangent. Yeah, that should reduce my this being screwy by quite a bit. Put this 30 in here so I can at least read it. It's almost straight walled down here at this point, which makes it a little weird to look at. This radius is considerably larger, though. Oh, is it? Just... This one's going to be super fussy to get it to play nice. Give myself an ID in here. 18. Okay, where else have we got some flexibility? Looks like it's just the jawline now. I can control jawline. Have like 20, 15 even. Try and make his head a little rounder. That actually looks kind of... Let me show you what I'm looking at here. Oops, hang on. Image, a new tab. Yeah, that looks pretty close. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. Okay, now we select all this, and then mirror. And it breaks everything. That's cool. I'm just not going to do that then. What if instead... I just had an idea to use like an elliptic sweep or something, and maybe that would make this really convenient, but I'm going to try it with a revolve first. Ooh, hang on. Before I do that, I should make sure that these are all still diametrical. Not great to have, come on, just, there we go. Not great to have dimensions that should be diametrical becoming radiuses, or radii rather. Still says it's undefined. I don't know how. If I exit sketch and rebuild, does it suddenly define itself? No. It's undefined. It isn't undefined though. Okay, I'm gonna just quickly save this, close out, and reopen it. Rebuilding doesn't do anything. That's bizarre. What if I just give that a length? 5 millimeters. Nope, it's just gonna be weird. That's fine. Oh, hang on. No, I've got a double contour somewhere. I think. It wouldn't let me, Oh, whoops, suppressed it. No, don't. somewhere I have a double sketch element. I could do that by just deleting, checking every element one at a time. Maybe it's this guy. Yeah, there it is. Got a little guy hiding down there. And now I can make that... Nope, that's... Why is that broken still? Midpoint? Okay, there we go. Now we're fully defined. Now we have nothing floating around. So now I can actually revolve this. We're only going to do 180 degrees. Oops. Yeah, we're going the wrong direction. I want that vertical. Okay, looks like we still got some work to do because that doesn't look quite right. So we'll just kind of tweak things a little bit. Whoops. Top view. Actually, let's look at it from the bottom. Flip myself around. Is it like skinnier? Is this closer to 19? I think this is a little larger. His head's a little droopier. By and large, that looks right, though. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now we're going to do an ear. Oops. Oh, actually, I should put this on the front plane because I want it to be looking kind of forward and in the right orientation. Now, if we come to the isometric view, it'll be facing sort of out of the page in front and left, and it's all in the right orientation. I'm a stickler for that. I know most people aren't, but... Front view, revolved, front plane. We're going to do this. It looks like it's kind of a... Oops. It's sort of tangent to these. And then it's got a small radius up here. Gets wider. Comes down, matches up there. Whoops. Didn't define everything before trying to drag it, and that will bite you. Whoop, that's gross. Okay, I'm pretty sure this one can't go anywhere, so now I just have to define these radii. I'm going to say that this is 3, and then use an angle to define this one. It's only like 5 degrees, it's really not that much. I know I said I was going to be using surfaces a lot for this. It appears that I lied, and that revolving things is way easier. Oh, hang on. I forgot to add a line. Having a construction line in there, if you have just one, then the revolve tool will automatically assume that it is the thing you want to revolve around. Oops. Let's do 180. The direction. Question is this area in here too gross? Oh, hang on, there's a curve there. There's a curve there. It's very slight, and I couldn't see it in the image I was looking at, because the other one doesn't really show it as much, but... Oops. Hang on. Yes. Tangent. Tangent. Let's construction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have this line out here be tangent to these two guys. Then I can keep my angular constraint for where I want that to be, which defines this radius, and then I can very quickly define how much I want as inset, which seems a little easier to define. Maybe even 1 millimeter. 0.6 is enough. Here's a question. If I do this as 90, is it going to tell me it can't merge it? Well, we'll just, well, it's a question of whether or not I want this volume in here to have a little bit of curvature inwards. You know what? Now that I look like it looks like it has it, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. Rather than drawing an extra sketch in here and extruding it into the side of the face, I'm just going to keep the whole 180 degrees. And a quick mirror on the right plane with this feature. It goes right where I want it. Okay, we're getting there. Not perfect, not terrible. Let's add a quick sketch plane parallel to the front plane and tangent to this guy. Plane is not allowed with a general surface. Can I not just be tangent to that? I suppose not. Oh, you know what? This is 25 millimeters wide. I can just set a plane. If I say, look, so we've got this dimension here, D1 at sketch 1. If I come half that distance outwards with a plane, it'll line up with that exactly. So I'll just do that. Plane, front plane, offset, D1 at sketch 1 over 2. And it looks like it won't let me enter the equation there, so to do it in the dimension view. Over 2. Okay. Rebuild, and now those two are exactly tangent. We can come up here to the top view and verify that. So now, I really ought to add a preview of the other, hang on. I have the other image, but it's just huge. It's like really, really big. It's also not cropped at all, so let's shrink it a little. Let's hide this plane just because it's ugly to leave them in there. And we have kind of a... I can blow this up a little bit. We've got kind of a circle with a cut top on it, so quickly replicate that. Kinda that-ish. Select the center point, that, make that vertical. I'm just gonna select these 2 points and make them horizontal so it lines up nicely. There's no real right or wrong way to do that as long as you can come back and see, and it's obvious how things are aligned. That looks like maybe 8 millimeter radius. This looks like closer to 6 millimeter radius. Nope, that's much too large. Ooh, and I need an overall height to finish constraining that. Say, it's like 3/4 of the radius, so I have to center it, give it a distance down from the top too. That looks pretty good. And since I really have no way of determining what the depth is, like you can see in that image there's, or rather you can't see in that image how obvious the depth is. So I think what I'll do is I'll just cut it down into the part and call that good. So extruded cut, say 5 millimeters. Take it, oh, that's too steep. I think it's a little taller too, so like 7. That radius is a little smaller. This is only like 2 mils. Well, maybe a little more than that. Let's try 3. I bet that has draft on it too, so we're going to cut draft. 5 degrees, seems nice enough. Yeah, it looks alright. I think maybe this should be a little steeper. Yeah, that looks fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna not mess with that too much. Well, I do want a little more draft though. Oh, other thing to notice, let me change this back to, I shouldn't have changed the reference image. I should have just, hang on, paste duplicate, pull up my cropped dog head, so it's kind of hard to make out, but you can see, well, I can pull up the image a little larger too. You can see that there's just a hint of outline, so I suspect that there is, that the eyes that would go, you know, where eyes would go, are inset a little bit too, so I'm going to add that feature on the same plane on the front, just because why not? Sketch. 2 vertical ellipses. Well, actually, I'll just do 1. With a construction line in the middle, I can mirror it just a bit. So 10 seems fine. The blue outline definitely makes this look very uncomfortable. Eyes too small. Eyes about right. Oops. A little wider. Vertical. I gotta set this vertical height here too. That seems alright. Select all that. Right command, mirror, it comes right where I want it to be. Split. Actually, do I want to do a split line? I think I'm going to try a split line, and we're just going to kind of see what happens. Ooh, actually, I can do, rather than using a split line, there is extruded, let's see, offset from surface. Looks like I can't do both of these surfaces at the same time. So I'm going to do a quick magic trick. Where is it? Offset surface. Pick these 2 guys, set this to 0. Now, if we hide the solid body, we have one nice big unified end surface. And I'm also realizing that maybe that's not going to work exactly, so... Extruded cut. Surface. I want this whole surface, and I want blind in 1 millimeter. Oh, maybe I can't do draft. That would suck. Well, I can always add draft later. Thin feature, selected contours, already fine. Oh, actually, that's pretty deep. Let's do like, whoops, 0.5. Yeah. I'm able to create this. What now? Oh, maybe it's because I had the body hid. Okay. From surface. Blind. 0.5. What do you mean due to have freaking geometric conditions? Hmm. I could dome them inwards, but that's kind of lazy. Let's try the split line. And I'm just gonna kind of freehand it for a bit. So we got these, and they actually look super jacked up. So maybe make this 4. That looks a little more right. I'm not gonna say it looks good, but it looks more right. Freeform. Oh, can I not? Can I only pick one face at a time? That's kind of rude. What I want to do is I want... Alright. We're getting nasty here. We're going to start deleting faces. Extruded surface. Alt. To extrude from a face. Oh, select a 3D face and press Alt to select a planar face. So maybe I want to delete just the back face to make this a surface body. And then do an extruded surface. Blind 0.5. Not letting me pick a direction. Oh, there we go. Okay. Delete original faces. Net result. Oh, whoops, forgot a cap. Cap in, please. Like 10 degrees of draft. Bring that down a lot. Not really happy with the orientation that's in. What I'm going to do then is a quick sketch on top plane. It goes from the origin. It is a construction line. I want to make it midpoint. Whoops. Midpoint with this line right here. So it's going to move directly into the head. And then I can use this later in the surface extrude to define the direction of the cut. So we'll grab that line. We can make this a lot bigger. Yeah, that doesn't look half bad. I think even steeper draft would be good. 45? Nope, brakes on 45. Very cool. Yeah, it looks alright. So now I just mirror that over. Features to mirror. Oh, I guess maybe I can't mirror that. Oh, well, that's rude. Oops, just these, please. Oh, I forgot to select a plane. Oh, come on. You know what? I'm not going to knit it. Oh, messages. Forgot to let my dad know. Whoops. Oh, yes, this is live right now. Sorry, I didn't even see it. I was pretty focused on modeling. Whenever you can enter into the live chat, then it is live. So, right plane, we're just going to mirror the resultant body, and that'll put that in the right place. Now we can bother with knitting all this back together. Okay. Just picked all three there and knit them all back into one, so now I only have one surface body to work with instead of... Ooh, that looks ghastly. Wish I could steepen up that draft a little bit, but I'm not really sure that I can. Alright, let's try a thicken. Whoops, that's much too thick. 0.6 in the other direction, please. Hey, that kind of looks about right. Yeah, I'd contend that is even almost adequate. Except that I forgot a hole in there. Why the dog? So this guy, JenkeiZed, posted this really weird part model that is, it's 2 pictures of a part, is what his professor supplied, and told his students model it, I guess. So, I mean, I think it's dumb for profs to do that. Give them dimension drawings, or show them a lot of dimension drawings and parts, and then have them make a new dimension drawing and grade them on that, but that's, I don't know, that's personal opinion mostly. Yeah, it's just a weird dog head. So, let's see, I missed... It looks like that hole goes through. So, I should probably... I'm gonna come up to when I did this cut extrude inwards for this front and just add a little hole right there. I'm gonna have to guess at how deep it goes. But, let's say that's like 2 millimeters and 1.5. If I had to take a guess at how deep that hole is, I would pretty much arbitrarily guess 3 millimeters. So now if we come down to thicken, we should be all good to go on most of the parts of that. But I am going to see if I can't just delete and patch that hole out. Delete fill, maybe? Nope. That's weird and gross. Extruded cut. Yeah, we'll use an extruded cut. No reason not to, really. Just do an up to next to finish blowing out the backside of that little insert. Let's do fillets now. 0.5? What does that look like? Oh, that's quite large. It's 2.2. And I can just kind of grab all these remaining edges. There we go. Oop, one more, 2 more in here. And I suppose these as well. A lot of doubly curved faces here. If you look at it just wrong, it looks kind of right. That's close enough. I don't think anyone would blame me for getting that wrong. This being a sort of cartoony, artish dog anyway, so... let's... So now, I think that leaves just the Lots of tiny rib features, and it looks like a little bit of an... I'll make this full screen for a sec. You can see that there's sort of an outer rib around the edge. That's probably to make sure that it mates cleanly. I'm going to do that first. So let's see if I can't get an offset on surface to work. 0.2. Yeah, that looks about right. Make it a little thicker. 0.4. 0.3? Half is fine. Features, extruded cut. And then we can bring that down just probably the same, 0.3 millimeters. Oh, what? Oh, direction of extrusion must be defined. Hang on, I thought this was flat and coplanar, though. This should be coplanar with the front plane. Is it not? Looks like it is. I think it just defines itself as a 3D sketch because it's an offset on face, and those tend to be kind of funky. Okay. Now it is time to draw a bunch of little bosses. Extruded boss, front plane. Do one here, one kind of here-ish, one about at the base of the ear, it looks like. And one kind of square in the middle of the forehead. So select all these, Alt-Q, make them all the same size. This is, oh, I don't know, 2 millimeters? Maybe 1.5? Yeah, we'll go with 2. So now I'm just going to add a whole bunch of construction geometry to make all of this line up. Or maybe I'll just kind of drag it around. That seems like an okay spot for that. You know what? Actually, I'm looking at this too. There's this sort of swoopy feature. I didn't seem to mimic that just right, which means this geometry is more complicated than I thought. But I don't care. So if you're asking students who are functionally freshmen to model this, or have no idea what they're doing, I don't know, seems kind of rude. Make this 4, maybe 4.5, because it's kind of tucked into the ear a little bit. Maybe 12, 5, get this a little further in there. Not too far though. Bring it back just a hair. This is kind of due under the eyes, but a little bit outward, it looks like. And that's also there, seems fine. So now I can select all 3 of those and this midpoint line, do a quick mirror operation, and it just brings it right over. So we'll call those up to body, up to this guy, and then we'll draft outward by like 5 degrees. That's too much. Let's do like 3. And I'm also realizing that I should not have done those fillets yet. So let's get rid of that. That's going to break some stuff in... Yeah, that's going to break a whole bunch of things. Hang on. I'm going to bring that fillet back, and what I'm going to do instead is only fillet the outside. Oops. Oh, goodness. Hang on. I got to zoom in, and I got to manually remove all these fillets. Because when they're on the inside first, where I'm still creating features, it's going to break things. Okay, now those fillets are only on the outside, which is fine. That is still going to break the positioning of at least one feature in here. That's quite alright. We can just relocate him a little bit. So now he's there instead. Oop, nope, something's still... Rebuild. Where's the dangling feature? Show me the dangly feature. Ah, there we go. Midpoint of this line. Midpoint. Okay. Now we have all the bosses on the inside. Now, whoops. Control 2, not Control 1. Let's see if Solidworks will let me do a thin feature of the variety that I want. And this is just going to be a whole bunch of tiny lines. I'm going to convert these three, and then I can use their center points to control which direction these guys are. I can make all of them equal. Select there, go... I select the midpoint of this. I can convert it. Doesn't really want me to have a midpoint though, does it? Oops. Let's give them a length, like a 1.2. Oops. Okay, all three of you guys. Oops. All three of you guys equal. Select this chain, make sure that it's construction. Well, actually, that seems to be kind of working. Maybe if I just set an angle on them now. I'm just going to do this with kind of change distances. Oh, be coincident, you. That one doesn't want to be coincident. Oops, not construction, just coincident, please. Hey, that worked. Cool. Oh, not quite. We're defined? We are. All right. And instead of defining that way, I think I'm just going to I'm going to make this pointlessly complicated and add a construction line here and select the midpoint and make that coincident. That way I know it's pretty close to the midpoint rather than kind of guessing. Let's see, then we've got 3 down on the bottom that I'm just not going to do yet. Oh wow, 4 viewers. Howdy. Quick overview, just for the new people that looks like have shown up in the last couple of minutes. Do I really not have the Reddit post up anymore? I might not. This guy, his professor, posted this weird dog and said, this is your assignment, model this. No dimensions, no drawing, no nothing, so... Hopefully, I've sent a PM to the guy and he'll see this and maybe he'll learn something from it, but, Oh, hey 3167, how you doing? Glad to see you. Yeah, just a random Reddit post. Trying to figure out where I'm missing Oh, cool. So the notifications are working. I'm glad to hear that. All right, let's one more over here. Same length. Let's do equal and perpendicular. And also coincident. You know what? Rather than being equal length, I'm going to make this coincident with this line so that I get sort of a guaranteed boss through there. Ooh, I should test this to see if it actually works. Then feature midplane 0.4, probably. Ooh, material direction's all wrong, though. Oh, I did boss extrude. Well, boss extrude's probably fine. Then feature midplane 0.4, not blind, but up to body. Yeah, that does work. Except it breaks a little bit. Super cool. Breaks anywhere the curvature changes. I'm surprised it's not complaining about zero thickness geometry in there, because that definitely is one of those. Well, I'm glad I did that now, though, so now I can use that to fix up where I'm defining the ends of these points, or the ends of these little walls. So we'll make that coincident back here. And just make this a little thicker to compensate. Yeah, it's definitely a tricky exercise, just kind of looking at something and guessing how it all fits together. Well, this is a lot more than guessing how it fits together. This is guessing at pretty much everything. Let's convert this guy. Ooh, actually, I don't think I need to convert that edge. I can just click this point, drag it up here, and then I can get coincident with that. That'll be good enough. And then, is there a way for me to make... maybe if I convert this bottom edge down here, because I know this is circular and I know that these ones in here might not be. But I can line that up. Cool, that lines up just fine. What does that leave me with? We got another short stubby one here on the bottom. That the same length. Cool, that one's fully defined. We've got 3 quick short ones across the brow. Oops, that's from the wrong point though. Needs to be from this midplane because otherwise you could get weirdness. We'll quickly convert that. Oh, hey, check that out. That lined up exactly. Weird. The center line of this upper arc is... Oh, you know what? I did that probably by accident. We'll quickly exit this sketch. My first sketch, 15, 30 height. Yep, that's gonna land right smack in the middle. I'm gonna make this the same length, and then we're going to define the center line to mirror things about. Select all those. Select the middle, and is it going to mirror it nicely? Nope, it will not. Okay, because I have this extra... Oh, I have all these extra construction edges hanging around. Okay, now it should work. Whoops. Oh, goodness. Give me my edges, please. Oh, mirror about. Oh. Okay, edge, edge, edge. Nope, not the relation, the edge, please. Edge and mirror. All right. I wanted to define these by distance just because It's nice and easy and shouldn't break. Make that, the only thing that this should be loose on is distance, so we can just quickly make that same length as all the others. Looks pretty good. I bet if I just drop out of this, it should give me most of the features I want. Yeah! Looks good. So that's pretty rough. I mean, it's not the correct way to do it, which would be using the rib tool, but that's kind of 90% of what you want. I do not envy the person who has to machine this mold. This seems like the sort of thing that would best be done with EDM, probably. Like, oh, I don't know. It would just be gross. Top of ears is too fat, you think? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Let's tweak that. 2 millimeters, maybe? Nope. Breaks everything. Very cool, Solidworks. 2.5 work? Nope. It breaks at the thicken stage, and I really do not know why. Unable to thicken the surface. Why, though? Oh, I see. Because suddenly it gets too sharp down there. Okay, well, if I bring this fillet up... Actually, I'll delete the fillet. Ooh, nope, don't delete the cut extrude. I'm gonna come up here to right after the surface knit. This is gonna break lots of things down the chain, but if I do it now, then that means the, if I do it here before I thicken the surface, then that means that the thicken will play a lot nicer, which is good. Even though it will break some of... Nope. Why would the thicken work? Faces failed check. Which faces failed the check, though? Okay. What if... It seems to like these square faces in here. Whoops. Don't suppress, please. Figures, one tiny change at top of the ears is too fat. I bet if I had done the square inwards, just a straight extrude instead of revolving the whole way through. That's what I should do, actually. Let's just do that. Let's go all the way back. Let's do this right. Make this like 120 degrees. See if I can't just delete this face and have it delete and patch. Nope. Not gonna play nice. Alright. Extruded boss. Is that actually gonna work? I don't know that that's gonna work. Oh, goodness. This is gross. I could have it be just 90, but I don't want to leave it at just 90 because I feel like there is a little bit of a lean in there. Let's just convert it and do... Ooh. Ooh, actually, hang on. If I draft it with 15 degrees... That is not quite as much as I need. If I draft it with like 30 degrees? No, because I need it to be parallel up top here. Well, this is certainly an interesting problem. If I delete this face... Whoops, just delete that face. Extruded surface. Or actually, untrim surface. Untrimmed is not going to do it. I think it's got to be an extruded surface. Oh, goodness, this is going to be such a patchwork. Extruded surface. Take, select a 3D face. Or an edge on which to create a new sketch. I did select an edge. That's an edge. I'm gonna go ahead and cheap out, I think. We'll just call this 90. Do an extruded boss. Pick this up. Where's sketch when you need it? Okay, sketch. Convert entities. Wait, I'm dumb. I'm very dumb. I can just extrude down to this face and it'll be safe. So we can say take this guy, bring him to 120 as before. Sketch on this. Convert entities. Exit sketch. Extend surface, thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Oops. Grab this sketch. And then I'm just going to extrude it up to surface, up to here. Yeah! That fills that just right. And now it's going to break all of my other features. Wow, it actually didn't. It broke nothing. Sweet. Thicken still fails though, because of course it does. Wouldn't be thicken if it didn't. Oh, that's right. I had that filled in there that maybe isn't needed anymore. Unable to thicken surface. So I still do need a little bit of filleting on the inside. Or rather on this face here. Well, I'm not going to do that edge because that edge might not exist, but this edge will. Just the necessities. Well, maybe those ones in there too. Okay. Maybe thicken will work now? No, still fails. Never fails to fail. Hang on, what's going on here? Oh! It did break some things. Features to mirror. There we go. Hey, check it out, thicken works. I just had to not have totally busted... Hey, and some of my other features even work too. How weird. Okay, a whole bunch of missing edges because I'm now doing them earlier in the feature tree. And then we've got this. Actually, hang on. I don't like this cut well, if I don't... You know what? No matter what I do on this cut extrude, it's going to break a whole bunch of things. So I may as well delete this, do a sketch on this face, offset, 0.3, reverse. Okay. Got our edge back. It'll always track the outside. Extruded cut, 0.3. Got our lip back. And now when we come to do this boss extrude, a whole bunch of stuff's going to be missing. Actually, you know what? The only thing that should be missing is this point. which I should probably just dimension anyway, so I'm just going to do that. Call that 5. Call this... Doesn't want to put itself in the right spot. Looks pretty good. Now the thin extrude, a whole bunch of things are going to break because this is all referencing geometry that no longer exists. Coincident with things that no longer exist. Gotta fix that. Yeah, lots of things that are coincident with stuff that no longer exists. But really not too hard to fix, all things considered. And then I can take a wholesale look at it again and figure out that I still haven't fixed it being too wide. Could not find face or plane. Oh, it's because I probably changed the, because the plane no longer exists because I recreated the feature. Okay. That looks about right. Maybe it's still a little too wide on the head. So... now, if I've done this right, I can kind of slowly bring things into dimension. Like if I do 18 there, a whole bunch of stuff will rebuild, but nothing should break. And now I can do 19 up here, and it breaks. Okay, I'm not going to do that then. Just going to leave it at 20. Although, perhaps I should leave this at 19 then as well. It's not perfect, but I'll be darned if it's not at least kind of close. Oh, you know what? I should put a little bit of draft on this too. 2 degrees, or maybe 3 degrees outward draft. Two degrees outward draft? Could not find any surfaces to extrude up to. Well, that's not good. Well, I guess maybe no draft then. Whoops. I can always apply the draft secondhand, like just make a draft feature. Ooh, hey, look, there's something wrong. I put that in the wrong spot, didn't I? Yep. Okay, the rest of this looks fine. Let's see, with that in the right place, maybe we can have draft now? Nope. Still doesn't want to rebuild it with draft. Oh, and now it's complaining. Oh, that's fine though. Yeah, so in that case, if you can't do that with draft, then you can always pick your extraction plane and say 3. And then just go around grabbing all your faces. Obviously, it's a lot more convenient if you can do it with, hang on now. That's dumb. That face is dumb. This one, I'm just going to give it a custom length. It gets to be special. Maybe 2 is fine. Okay, now, neutral plane. Start selecting a whole bunch of stuff to draft. It's funny, I really never use the, I mean, it makes sense because I don't do a lot of injection molded parts, but I really absolutely never use the draft tool at work. I think I used it on one project where we needed 100 of some stupid little plastic part, so it made sense to injection mold it, but basically no other time. Okay. Add 3 degrees draft. See how that looks. Why is it repairing broken features? What broke? Nothing broke. It's all fine. Everything is... Oh, no, hang on. There's one that broke. Okay. What I'm gonna... Oh my god. Yeah, this is why feature expert's kind of a pain. What if we just had, like, 20 draft operations? That's fine, right? That's an acceptable use of the feature tree. I suspect it's this guy right here throwing a fit. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna remove the equal length constraint on this guy. Make these two... Those are already equal. Now I have to figure out which ones I can drag. And then make that equal to that. It's good and clearly inside the part. Make sure nothing else is draggable. Looks good. Now, maybe it will let me do draft. No. Alright, I'm going to stop worrying about that then. Because that is a problem for the mold maker. And then for me if I ever actually buy this part, which I will not. You know, I want to say that that's just perspective on the image making the ears look a lot narrower, but... Can I bump this out? Will it break? Hey! You can make them really wide and it won't break. Let's push the limits a little. That is a weirdly functional assembly that I've done there. Usually they break a lot worse than that. I think that just leaves quick hole wizard. Oh yeah, reset these. ANSI metric. Just tap drills for like an M2. Oh, that's actually kind of large. Tap drills for, how about M1? M1.2. Whoops. Let's just do blind. Still pokes through. Really constrict the total depth of those. That looks alright though. It's not a perfect match, but it's a pretty good match. I've certainly done a lot worse. Looks like there's some kind of stepping going on in here. That would probably be an adequate use of a proper rib feature if I was going to like sketch a little zigzag here and then, you know, make it rib properly, but I am curious. Can I use, if I suppress this extrude thin, can I use this to do a rib feature, or is it going to complain at me? Oh hey, I can do it with a rib feature. See how much of it I can do with a rib feature. Give me the extension of the rib. The extension of the rib does not intersect the part model. What are you on about? It totally does. Not going to worry about it too much. That just leaves some final interior filleting. Not the end loop. Between left feature and part. I'm just going to let it pick all those edges and do some manual depicking here. Easier, I think, to pick, to just let it kind of over-select a little bit with one of the automatic pickers, and then deselect everything as necessary. Because usually you have a lot more edges sort of down in the part, so to speak, than in the extra stuff that it selects automatically. And we'll grab those two as well. Ooh, and these. Get all that around there. Come over here to the right side. Extend the surface. Man, I wish I'd remembered to use that properly. It's one of those things that, again, I just don't really use. Okay, now why is it not letting me... Oh, that one right there. No, that one's deselected too. Okay, why are you not letting me make a fillet? What? What, 0.1 work? Yeah, 0.1 works. Oh, hang on. That one's still selected for some reason. There we go. But that's the same thing going on over here. Yep, totally is. So I can probably bump this up to 0.2 now. Or not. Or maybe it'll still break for no reason. Well, I would still call that a pretty accurate representation of this part, even if it's extremely screwy. Hopefully you learned something watching me flail around at... watching me flail around and try to wrangle this and make it play nice. Oops, I just realized as soon as I click this, it's going to go back to... Yeah, that's not too bad. Not perfect, of course, but honestly a little better than I was expecting. Alright, well, I don't have anything else clever to add to this stream. Really, I just wanted to take a stab at this, and then hopefully the... What's his name? JenkeiZed. Hopefully he gleans something from this, and hopefully his classmates do, and I sent him the link, so hopefully he'll see that. If you have any questions, fire them away now, or leave them in the comments. I'm always happy to answer. Yeah, I don't have anything else clever to add. Thanks for coming. Boink.